that kid looks out for you. Because verbal behavior has been a pain in the ass to that kid. Now, when you paint the building with Dutch boy white lead, that poisons the brain of kids. They don't even give them a physical when you bring them to school to find out they're all there. Because it costs money. And they don't give medical care to everybody from birth to death. Our system would have no taxation, no social stratification, and the people think that I believe in the machine government. I do, but not the way they think about it. Let me tell you what I mean by machine government, so you don't get mad at me. People always get mad. They think machine government, machines have no feelings. People at least have feelings for other people. Let me tell you what I mean by machine government. There are machines today, radar. They send it down to the ground by airplane, and it comes back up, and it tells the pilot, you're 5,300 feet, 20 inches off the ground. No human can do that. When the pilot looks out of an airplane and says, I guess I'm about a mile wide, he doesn't really know that. And radar is very accurate. You can aim it out there and tell you how far another airplane is from you. No pilot can do that. So all military airplanes are equipped with the latest devices. It is not a machine takeover. They're being assigned that because they do a better job than men. About 9 years ago, experiments showed that machines could handle 1,000 trillion bits of information per second. No humans can do that. Humans can only handle 7 different things at once. Machines 1,000 trillion. So in Washington in the future, or the center of government, all the machines be connected to industry, transportation, schools, hospitals, research labs, so that you have a whole picture of just what's happening. It is not a machine takeover. The reason they use production machines is because there's a nozzle in factories that can fill 150 bottles at one time of these nozzles. No human can do that. A human can fill bottles too, but not that fast, not that clean, and the bottles move faster than any human can move them. Do you understand that? We don't want humans to work in factories. We don't want humans to do monotonous jobs. We don't want all these storekeepers waiting in the store for somebody to come in to buy something. What a waste of life. What a waste of brains to put a young girl behind a department store counter and say, what can I do for you, man? We have tansy lipstick, hair lotion. If she works there for 20 years, you know what she's got up here? Hair lotion, tansy lipstick. If a girl types for 15 years for corporations, she's got corporate letters up there, nothing else. In school, they do not teach you how to live, how to disagree without getting angry. So somebody said to me, well, in your kind of future society, suppose a guy or a girl designs an airplane with a swept forward wing, and another girl designs one with a swept back wing. Who decides which you build? We build swept forward and swept back. Why do you have to do this or that? Now, if you want to eat salami sandwiches, and he believes in organic food, you can do that. But we check your health every month, and we show organic food, you live longer. If you smoke, and you give up smoking at the right time, if you don't give it up, it takes 20 to 30 years to develop cancer cells. Smoking produces high blood pressure, heart conditions, and cancer. Ask any doctor. But why does your country sell cigarettes if they love you? They said the government works for the people. Obviously it doesn't if it sells cigarettes, because they get taxed on cigarettes. They make money. The government makes money on liquor. And when the government or industry says we love American workers or German workers, and they ship jobs out to China, that means they don't give a shit about you. All they care about is the bottom line. How much? You understand that? No industry. Suppose you like your health, and you pay them, instead of minimum wage, $5.60 an hour, you pay them $20 an hour. He ships out to China. You can't stay in business. You understand that? No one will invest in your company if you build a playground for the children or the women that work in your plant, because you're a nice person, you'll be out, he will be in. Do you understand that? The money system is no good. They say, well, it generates incentive. That's another bullshit term. Because it also generates embezzlement, taking care of your brother-in-law, paying off others. Suppose a drug company found out that celery juice lowers blood pressure. Do you think they tell you about it when they get $3 for each pill? Why should they? Why should they do research in natural food? They'll put themselves out of business. Do you understand that? I'm not trying to tell you that the system is no good. It's rotten to the core, every bit of it. Now, here's what the new system's about. The new system is about people who like the Venus Project. When you leave here, if you don't talk to other people, nothing will happen. You have to talk to them about what the Venus Project is about. Otherwise, nothing will happen. And the Venus Project states this: if you don't want war, you have to declare the whole earth as the property of all the world's people, because that's the way it starts out. But if you start taking land away from other people and killing them, you build hatred in the other nation, because you're bombing the Arab world now. And in the Arab world, some of the guys have 6 wives. That's normal to that culture. That's why when I say there's no such thing as good, bad, right, wrong, all those are man-made inventions. A lawyer, for example, he can make you look bad or good depending on how good he is with verbal systems. You understand that? There's nothing the matter with a lawyer as long as he has his hands in his own pockets. Lawyers are not out to take care of you, they're out to win money from some corporations or themselves. They used to chase ambulances. Well, during the Depression is where I got the ideas. I got all these ideas in 1929 when the banks failed. And millions of people put out empty lots. They were kicked out of their homes because the banks failed. And they couldn't pay their rent. They couldn't pay off cars. They couldn't pay their houses. They did have money in the banks, but when they failed, they couldn't get their money out. So these were 15 million good people sleeping in every empty lot. That's when I looked at the world and said, it doesn't look too good. There was lots of stuff in store windows. People didn't have the money to buy it. So I said, what's the matter with the world? There's so much resources out there. We could feed and produce anything anybody wants and offer to them free of charge, without money. I know it's very hard for you to think that way, because you were brought up in the money system. Now here's where I got the ideas from, the human body. If the brain says, I do all the thinking, I want all the nutrients, the lungs would say, just a minute. If I don't oxygenate the blood, you die as a brain. So the brain says, well, what do you need? Everything you need. Every organ of the body gets whatever the hell it needs. And that's what has to happen to humans. If you low-grade humans living in slums, some humans live in a big palace, and they have 2 Rolls Royces. Once you have that, you got all the problems you're generating. Jealousy, envy, pride. And they have to teach kids, I'm an American, I'm proud of it. I'm German, I'm proud of it. I'm Greek, I'm proud of it. That's the way you control people. You manipulate them. All your television shows, all your radio shows are the same old crap over and over again. Helen Trent's Troubles. That's what you've got. You got love stories, but they don't call them love stories. I've been to over 100 restrooms. I never found a place to rest in any one of them. We can't even stand going to the restaurant. No place to rest. So you live in a world where they say they're having an affair. What does that mean? It means they're having sex relations. Or the old Irish word, they're fucking. But on TV they don't talk about it. What do you think affair means? It means fucking. What do you think? Any of